What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Let's Play here on the Amplified Console Edition. A little bit glitchy opening my wings coming down the steps then. Now, in between last episode and this episode, we done that gatehouse in the last one. I've gone ahead and I have done both of the other gatehouses. So I've done little trapdoors down to the mechanics of each one, just so if there is a issue when the update comes out, I could just hop down here and hopefully make some adjustments. I've done the same for the other two gatehouses, so our wall should be finally secure and couldn't get flooded then again. So yeah, that one we done in the last episode, ouch. And this one I done also in between episodes. That one just down there. Now all the cosmetics of them are the exact same for each one, and they all work the exact same way, so I'm quite happy to have got them all done and out of the way with. Now I'm still indecisive as to what to do about the lighting for the walls, so what I may do just in the meantime is run along and do half slabs on the spawnable blocks, just to make sure that nothing does spawn on the walls when I'm working in this area. Now, today's episode is the first time I've actually hit record without having a single clue as to what I'm going to be doing. And I've sorted out a little bit of a system to help us with that today. And it's not because I've run out of ideas of what to do, it's more just because I've got a lot of ideas of stuff that I want to do, and I just honestly can't decide which to do when or first, or which she prefers seeing, the more redstoney stuff or the more cosmetic stuff. But in between episodes also, I got the chests in place for our storage system. Now, the reason how comes I haven't done the redstone mechanics of the storage system yet is because if you've seen Tango Tech's storage design, that every single chest has to obviously be filled with the item where you want it. So while I'm sorting out where I want stuff and sorting out the chests to make sure that they're all full is going to take a bit of time, so I didn't see the point in doing all the redstone before I had all the storage itself in place how I wanted it. But I've done quite a few of them, so like you've got the wooden chests all done, I just need some oak leaves to that one, and I've got the dark oak, birch, and then I've sort of done the same for the stone bricks and the cobblestone. You just got to make sure that every single slot is filled, so you've got all diorite, then polished diorite. What other ones have we done fully? We've done the nether brick. We've done the... I haven't done the end because I need more end stone to fill here. Got some spare shulker boxes. We've got our quartz done and dusted, ready to be filled. Got our rail ready to be done. We just need the activator, and obviously I'll probably throw in some minecarts down there as well. Now the good thing with the storage system that I'm going to be doing is that if you don't want a hopper to be sorting into one of the chests, like obviously for this one here I'm just going to have shears and flint and stills. Now they only stack to one, so obviously you can't have them sorted the way that the others will be sorted. And also for this left one I'm probably going to have my tools like my swords, axes and so on. So with them two, instead of facing the hoppers into the chest, you can just face them to the side into an empty block, like a placement block. So that way when the items get to that hopper, instead of trying to be sorted into that chest, it will then just sort of skip that section and then go down to the next one. So yeah, that's quite easy enough to do when you're actually building the system itself. I've had to make sure that I've left enough room behind the actual chests for the actual redstone mechanics of it. Now, how far the actual storage room comes out. Now, obviously this iron golem farm is going to be disappearing. I may have to bring the balconies out a bit each side just to sort of overlap the top of the storage system. So that's what I was hoping to do. I was hoping to have the storage system flush with the balcony, but that shouldn't be too hard to do. It just means that we may need to readjust where we want our T sort of walkway here, where it splits off. But today we'll head over back to our cottage area, because it's over there that's going to be deciding what we do today. Oh yeah, also in between last episode and this episode I did have the unfortunate experience of dying when I was AFK. Now, I was AFK at my quad-eyeing golem farm, and apparently a skeleton spawned where I was growing trees. Obviously, the overhang of the trees made it dark enough for a skelly to spawn. He shot me when I was off walking the dog, and by the time I come back, because I'd been dead and I've got autosave on, all my items had despawned because my character was still technically dead because I hadn't respawned back at a bed. And yeah, all of my items despawned, so I had to re-enchant all new armor, which I've then gone and named. So you've got like the boots of the Fallen, pants for the Peon, wings of the Phoenix, helm of Atlantis with the Aqua Affinity and Respiration. We've got his Johnny, the new sharpness 5, fortune 3, or everything can all on the actual axe. We've got our Blade of Woe, and I did have a couple of named pickaxes, but I've actually gone through them. They need repairing now. And we've also got Mr. Spade, because why not? The main thing I was a little bit annoyed about is that our bow, because you can no longer put Infinity and Mending on a bow. So we've got Sure Shot here, which obviously only has Infinity on. Now, I was fuming over that. I did have the option of rolling back to a version of a copy I made of my world about 3 or 4 days beforehand. But it means that we would have lost the last episode and probably half of the episode before that. And I really did not want to go doing that. Now, what I did have a fortunate surprise of finding, now I don't know what I've done with it. Yeah. In one of my AFK fishes, I've actually got 1 Infinity, 1 Mending, 1 bow left, which is nearly dead, so obviously I need to throw some stuff on that, like Power 5 and probably Punch 2, maybe Flame. But I want to know what you guys think as to, do you think it would be acceptable for me to duplicate that bow in case the unfortunate surprise of me dying and losing it, considering it's obviously going to be the last and final version of a Mending Infinity Bow in my world? There is duplication glitches, but I do not use them. The only duplication glitch that I've ever used in this world is one for Powered Rail, and that was only right at the beginning to save on having to use so many hoppers in the mob farms and so on. And because the hoppers themselves cause quite a bit of lag when you got a severe number of them in one area. So that was more just for the lag-friendly sort of service of it. I'm quite happy to go out and get rid of all the powered rails or make the equivalent of the powered rails, because now I have not really got too much of an issue with gold, I don't think. Yeah, I've got 34 blocks of gold and quite a lot of gold there, and I've also got a load of gold at our mining outpost, and yeah, so making the powered rails won't be too much of an issue anymore. But I'll let you guys decide if you think that I should go ahead and dupe the, where is it, in here, dupe the Infinity Mending Bow, just so that, because I don't think they should have removed that from the game, because having the Infinity on the bow is obviously a lot more handy, but then you can only repair it so much before having to replace it. But I guess that could be sort of just an added challenge to the game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. But today, what I've done is I've cracked the dropper up here. The dropper has 9 swords in with 9 different building things that I want to get done. Now, obviously, when you click the button on it, a random one will come out. So we'll see what we are going to be up to today. And today we are going to be working on the new villager, breeder and sorter, which is one that I really did not want to have to do today. But yes, yeah, it looks like we're going to have to go ahead and crack on with doing that. Now, it's got to night time. Now, each of the ideas that I've put in there, I've made sure that I've got some sort of idea as to what I want to be done with them. So with the villager, breeder, sorter, now the reason why I want to do a new one, I've chopped down this tree as well, by the way. I thought it was just, I flew past it about 40 times and I thought it looked absolutely disgusting. So I chopped it down and I'm getting ready. These leaves for some reason are taking absolutely forever to despawn. But yeah, I'm going to rebuild it and give it another attempt. Probably going to do the same with that one just over there. because I think it looks absolutely hideous. And yeah, this one just looked like a complete monstrosity. So tore it down. I'll give it another go. Hopefully, we'll eventually get better at building more natural looking stuff. But the reason for the new villager breeder sorter, this one over here obviously has its limits. How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 villagers in total that can be held here. And yeah, it's nowhere near enough. And the ones that, because I've got a few farmers, the ones with the strings, I get a lot of string in our mob farm. And then we've got another one with the string. We've got a couple of farmers there. Now, like I said, I've sort of set aside and got prepared for this. And yeah, we've got a couple of farmers here ready to take off for our new breeder. And then obviously after we build our new breeder, we'll get to building our sorter. Now the sorter is not going to be the same design as this. I'm not sure if I'm just going to wipe this one out, but I'll probably transfer a couple of these villagers over, because efficiency 5 for 23 emeralds is a dead good bargain there. And mending book for 14 emeralds, I don't think I've ever seen better than that so far. But I need to get a few more unbreaking books, because obviously I went through quite a few of them, doing all of our new armor and our new tools and weapons. But now where we're going to be putting it is, I need to actually measure out the distances of them. Now I'll probably leave this villager breeder and sorter over here, because I'm hoping that it will be out of loading distance of where I want the other one. We should have another pack of rockets on us. There we go. Yeah, now our villager sorter I want actually inside of this mountain here. Do a little quick spin. But what I want our villager breeder to actually be at least 65 blocks away from our perimeter wall. So I'm going to have to measure that out. And I've actually dug an area under here where I was gathering sandstone before. So we could do like probably another doorway or secret doorway through here. And I was digging this area out to get sandstone for our wall, because I ran out about 4 times for it. So yeah, this will probably be our sorter area, because words getting muddled. It's a decently sized area, so I think it might work pretty well. Now, also have a look. So we want it to be about 65 blocks, so 5, that's about 10, it's about 15, it's about 20. Let's work our way up here. It's about 25. That would be about 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. It will probably be on the back end just over here. I think would be a good place for actual breeder. Because really, you don't want it too far away from your sorter, because when you're AFK, the villager breeder that you build, you need to be, I think it's within 32 blocks or 24 blocks of it for the baby villagers to move, or any passive mobs to move. Now, I'm not sure if villagers are included in that mechanic. I know that that new introduction broke quite a lot of the breeders from the PC version, because unless you were close enough to it, the baby villagers didn't move around and go into the water streams to then get taken to the actual sorting system. But yeah, what I will go ahead and do, you've seen me probably build it twice now, I think, so far, so I won't make you enjoy it. I'm going to just drag the 2 villagers over from minecarts over to a brand new little breeder here, and then I'll sort out the water system and probably get the majority of the actual villager sorter in place, because I think I'm going to have to watch, I think it's I forgot whose tutorial it is on the new villager sorter idea. It's I think it might be Cub Fans from Hermitcraft. The one where you use soul sand and rail to organise them. Yeah. Well, I'll have a think about it, and once I've actually made some form of a decision as to what I'm doing with the actual sorter, I will bring you back. So I guess I'll see you back shortly. Welcome back, guys. Whoa, again with the glitchy wings opening. I actually need to do a pathway here behind me so it works properly. Now, I've decided to split this episode up into two because trying to fit the breeder and sorter all into like 20-25 minutes, otherwise this will be like another 50-minute episode, and I don't want many of you to endure through that. As you saw, I had a little bit of fun getting the villagers over here, especially the one up there, but this entire thing only took around about half hour, 45 minutes to put in place, get a couple of farmers over here, and they're getting the love hearts, but obviously with the villagers over at the old breeder and the villagers at the Iron Golem farm, I think I've already reached the cap for the area. So I thought you can join me for some village slaughtering, and I want to release the villagers from our Iron Golem farm. What I did go ahead and do also, now if you're wondering, with the villager breeder over here, there's a water stream that then funnels it down, and I'll just show you where that leads to. We just get a little bit of light down here. There we go. And oh no, we've already got one that's bred, and it would be a nitwit, and it's two nitwits. Awesome. The best villager there is, isn't there? Hey, nitwits. Absolutely useless. But yeah, they get funneled down here, and the reason how comes I've not done the sorter in this episode is because I have zero idea on what type of sorter I want to do. I'm actually going to have a lot of playing around in my creative world to see if I could just come up with my own sort of design rather than just following another tutorial. What I'm thinking of doing is having a system where they go there and then I can funnel one by one, choose whether I want to keep them or not, and then if I do want to keep them, they'll just be sent to their position in the sorter, rather than have them go into the sorter and then me choose when they're in the sorter to keep them or not. I think it will work out a lot easier doing it this way, rather than having the sorter to have a sort of flush off line to kill them off. And if I do want to get rid of any of the ones in the sorter, I can just go ahead and kill them manually. Still need to put in like a secret doorway and a proper entrance into here. But I did go ahead and half slab the entire wall, and then also light up the inclines and declines of the wall. So as you can see, like where the steps go up and down, if there's spawnable spaces, I've lit it up with torches just on the inside. And I've half slabbed all the, oh, there we go, all the spawnable blocks. Now, to me, it looks a lot more pointy, obviously, because you've got the half slabs, and you should not be able to spawn in here, mate. Where did you come from? We've definitely got spawnable spaces, which we don't want before we let our villagers out. There are a few little dark spots here and there, so I'm not sure if the villagers that we release from the Iron Golem farm is going to last very long, but with the villager breeder now over here and the sorter to come, it won't take 2 seconds to repopulate our fort area, should there be any more uninvited guests. It's hard to tell. With the PC version, you can bring up it's not the debug screen, but you can, oh yeah, it is the debug screen. You can look at a block and it'll tell you the light value of that block. But on console, it's sort of just, let's just randomly guess. See what areas are slightly dark and then light them up. But yeah, I think we should be okay. Nothing should be able to spawn within that. Hey, exact same spot again. Over here with the skelly. It's there. Come on. Ouch. Stupid knockback of bows. Okay, so it is definitely this little area here for some reason. That one. Maybe that one. Just looking around. Maybe these spots just inside there. Well, we're going to risk it and just see what happens anyway. Now, I've ready, because I want to get rid of this Iron Golem farm, I'm going to be tearing it down between this episode and the next one. I thought that you might as well be here for us to drop out the villagers. Let's get some half slabs on us. Pillar up. We need something else to pillar up with. Let's get some sand, shall we? And obviously that's not going to happen because we need some more. Do that. There we go. Then we're going to hit our head. There we go. Get a little bit of crouching action. Some more slabs. Pillar up more. And then we can break you. Let's get on the half slab, please. Break you. Now, obviously, they're all going to try to stay as close to the Iron Golem farm as they can. But what we want to do is sort of force them out. Wait, get out of the way. I don't really mind if 1 or 2 of these die anyway, because we need to lower the... Oh, really? Come on. I placed that there. There we go. It should hopefully flush most of them out. Come on. Get out. There we go. We put another one there. And then we break you. And then they should all just flush down onto the walkway down there. Goodbye. Get rid of the water source. Sandstone, get rid of that water source. And then we want to get rid of the doors, just to see where they end up. Yep, this Iron Golem farm's been decommissioned now for good. So I want to be able to use the entire space of the fort mainly, rather than just being able to use the bottom section for our storage. Like, there's a ridiculous amount of room, and to be honest with you, I would really like to be able to put a roof on the fort. I don't like it just being completely open all the time. If we get rid of all of these doors, villagers should not want to just stick around this area. I'll break all of that off camera. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Want you there. Break these guys. Get down a bit. Da-da-da-da. I think they're all just sort of fighting the water current at the moment. Before we go breaking anything else, we really want to get rid of this water source. And we're not going to do that with ice because that would be stupid. That one. There we go. Whoa. See, them lot almost got pushed off down there, and that would have probably killed them, which would not have been good times for me. We just want to see how long these guys live inside this area. Okay, guy, you're gonna have to get off of there. It's dangerous. Go on. Get down. Get down. Okay. Now you guys are free to do whatever you want, and see if there's absolutely like pointless ones here. If there is, we'll just kill them off now. Blacksmith, the butchers I don't like. Blacksmith. Blacksmith. What are you? For a shepherd. Yeah, we don't want shepherds. Go away. And another blacksmith. And a librarian. I'll open up his trades and see what he's got in a bit. Let's quickly sleep till daytime so then you can actually begin to see what I'm doing. Yes, regarding the villager sorter, there is a design, I can't remember who done it. It wasn't Cub Fan's one that I don't think it is. He's the one using the water system also. Now, I'm hoping that they actually leave the forks. I ain't going to be able to deal with them erring all day long while I'm at my sorting system. Or while I work on the sorting system. The villager sorter, there is one with soul sand where it sort of like pulls the soul sand back and they sort of drop into place. It's a lot more compact than the one over here. But I can't remember who done it, so I'm going to have to see the tutorial on that and see if I want to use that one or not. Now, I've never really liked this thing just floating up here. We want to break this breeder. Come on, get down. Kill you. Yeah, I hate stuff floating in my world. Them leaves still haven't despawned. It's been like an hour and a half since I last done the recording. Get rid of these few bits. There we go. Now, we definitely don't need 4 villagers now down here, obviously, all doing absolutely nothing. So, let's murder some more villagers then. Where you going? Stop farming. Okay, we don't need any of you guys here. And, yep, they're still breeding. Did not mean to do that. Okay, well, you're going into the sorter then. I'm not sure. I might just keep this like farmland, take away the glass, put a little fence around it. See how that works out for us. Now we want to get rid of any of the useless villagers that we don't really want here. So, we've got number 1, which is a farmer. He's decent for doing trades with at the moment. Farmer, decent. We've got another farmer. String, we want to keep him. Cleric, we want to keep him. Librarian, need to open up his ones. And this guy's our mending guy. What are you? You're a cartographer. Go away. We also don't need another cleric, so we'll kill him up there. We'll get rid of that minecart. Nice. And whenever I'm trading with them as well, when they're in these pods, they tend to breed with each other, which can get quite annoying because you end up having babies just running around. So another one of our little passive egg farms just collecting randomly there. Sugarcane farm, I used up quite a lot of that trading with the librarians to replace all of my armor and tools. But I think we've got rid of most of the ones that we didn't want. So got rid of the 4 farmers. The rest of these we want to keep for now. We're going to have to do something with Lucky, and we're probably going to have to move Dave over to the new one. But yeah, as for today, I think that's probably going to do it. I've got to tear this down, still got to build that tree. Them leaves still have to despawn. But I will show you what was in our possibilities of the projects for this episode. Because, yes, quite frankly, I really did not fancy having to do a villager, breeder and sorter today, but because it came out, I thought why not, rather than me having to decide. I'll show you what else is in our project list on the dropper here. We have got the fort firework display. Is an idea that I've got for a number of dispensers to be dotted around the perimeter wall, and to actually time it correctly to do a decent firework display each time you want it to. A auto villager farms, that's for like the wheat, carrots and potato farms. That's one that I'm hoping to be able to get into because that will help with the trading. Neverwart farm, just another farm. The Nether mob farm is ready to go forward with, and that's because I finished clearing out the Nether ceiling. I used quite a bit of TNT to help me along with that, but that's all ready to go forward with if that comes up. Pirate ship is I don't know, it was a random idea that I sort of had, that there's an area that I think would really suit a pirate ship that's near the Quad Iron Golem farm, and if that one comes up I'll show you all that. The Nether Tunnel cosmetics, because they've been looking drab and dreary for God knows how long now, and they really need a decent touch up to make them, I don't know, look a lot better, because at the moment it's just netherrack tunnels. A pumpkin farm, because we've got that silly pumpkin patch still next to our cottage. And the Tower of Power is a what's it, a pentagon of beacons that I want to put up in our new fort area. Now that's the pumpkin patch that I didn't want to do that. That's the pumpkin patch that I want to be able to get rid of. So put these flowers back, stop destroying everything. Yeah, I want to be able to get rid of that, so that's how comes the pumpkin farm's in there. I still need to design a pumpkin farm that I want to use. But yeah, that's what's in our sort of dropper list. Now this is obviously, I'm going to release this video as well as the part 2 to this video, which will be the sorter. This will just be properly named the breeder, because that's all that we pretty much got done. And yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed this part of the episode, and hopefully you'll stick around for the next part of the episode. If it's your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing for more Minecraft content, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Oh, P.S. If you have any ideas for projects that you'd like me to do or work on in the future, and you want me to throw that into the dropper, I'm more than happy to. Just throw it in the comments down below. And yeah, hopefully see you next time. Bye bye.